All right, at the top of your notes, write 13-2, because this is the second lesson, and we're learning compound interest. So everybody look at your star chart that we just filled out and go to the very bottom. Yesterday we learned simple interest, which was PRT. Today we're learning compound interest, which is this formula right here. It's P with open parentheses 1 plus R, close parentheses to the T power. That might look challenging, but your calculator will do all the work for you, even the parentheses. So all you're going to have to do is punch the numbers in your calculator. All right, so let's go over what each piece of the formula means. Now, yesterday our formula said I equals. Today our formula says A equals. So yesterday we were solving for interest. Today A stands for total amount. And the reason that they call it A is they couldn't call it T because T stands for time. So they call it A for total amount. Do y'all understand that it solves for the total? Y'all remember yesterday if you borrow money, yesterday the formula just told us the fee we were going to pay. Today it's going to tell you the total you have to pay, not the fee. Just what do you owe in total. All right, P stands for, who remembers? It's the same as yesterday. Say it. Principal. Is that the person who works at our school? What does principal mean? What does principal mean? The starting amount of money you're going to borrow. Who remembers what R stands for? Rate. And rate is always given as a percent, and you have to change it to a decimal. That's the biggest part. If you don't change it to a decimal, you're going to miss the whole problem. And who remembers what T stands for? Time. And what does time have to be given in? Years. Very good. So what are we solving for today? The fee, the interest, or the total amount? Okay. Everybody look at example 1 and pay attention because you're going to do example 2 on your own. Example 1 says a person wants to borrow $8,600 at 6% interest, and then here's your clue word right here, compounded annually. So if you ever want to know which formula to use, they're either going to say simple interest or compounded annually. So when you see compounded, then you know I have to use the compound formula. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Okay. So a person borrows $8,600 at 6% interest compounded annually for 4 years. Now we're only going to answer about the total. So where it says how much interest will they owe, cross that out. We're not doing that today. What will their total be? That's what we're going to solve for, because that's what the formula solves for. All right, so everybody write the formula. Well, it's right here. P, open parentheses, 1 plus R, close parentheses, and the T is an exponent. All right, so all we have to do is find these 3 numbers, a P, an R, and a T. Which one of these numbers is the P, the starting amount that they're borrowing? That's my P. Which one of these numbers is the R? And what do I have to do to that percent? So everybody stop what you're doing and take your calculator out of rounding mode. It will make every answer wrong. So go to mode, get out of float 2. Just put it in float. Your answer will be wrong if you're in float 2. All right, we need to change 6% to a decimal by dividing by 100. 6 divided by 100 is 0.06. Write that down. And which one of these is the T? 4 years. All right, this is how easy it is. You're going to put the numbers into this formula exactly where they're located. So instead of P, I'm going to write 8,600. Where it says open parentheses, you're going to write open parentheses. Where it says 1, that's always going to be a 1. That's from the formula. So you write 1 plus, what am I going to write for R? 0.06. Now what am I going to do? No, what am I going to do right here? Close my parentheses, and my time, the 4 years, is an exponent. And all I have to do is type that in my calculator exactly how it looks. Okay, so I go to my calculator, I type in 8,600, open, does everybody remember where the parentheses are? Right here above 8 and 9? Okay, so I open parentheses, 1 plus 0.06, I close parentheses. How do I get to the exponent? The caret button right here below clear. So I hit my caret button and I put in a 4 and I hit enter, and that's my answer. Now this is money, so you just stop at the hundredths place. So that second decimal. You don't want to be in rounding mode because it'll change your percent. But you can just stop for money. So it's $10,000. $10,857.30. Why did I stop at the 30? Because it's money, and money stops at that second number after the decimal. Make sense? All right, that's how much I'm going to pay back total. So let's talk about it. I borrow $8,600. What am I going to pay back total to borrow that money? $10,857. So my fee is probably around $2,000 because I'm just looking at the difference, right? All right. Y'all want to try example 2 on your own? Take out this part. All we care about is what is their total bill going to be. Write the formula down and fill in your numbers. Okay, the 45,000 was your P. What did you have to do to this percent? Change it to a decimal by dividing by 100. 4 divided by 100 is 0.04. That's your R, and the 6 was your T. Check to make sure you set it up correctly. You should have put 45,000. Do we put commas in our calculator? No. 1 plus 0.04, close parentheses to the 6th power. Make sure that's what is in your calculator. And there's my answer. $56,939. Now, how would I write this money right here? Would I do 35 cents or would I do 36 cents? Yeah, because this other number would round it up, but it's multiple choice, so it's okay. Like, just pick the one that's closest. So it would be 36 cents. And that's how much I would pay back total to borrow $45,000. Okay, I'm going to pass out the assignment and we'll look through it. Look at the assignment. The biggest thing you need to do is change your percents to a what? So this 7% has to be divided by 100, and it turns into 0.07. Please make sure you're not doing the simple interest formula. Every question today is going to say compounded. So your formula, if you want to write it on your paper, is this. P, open parentheses, 1 plus r to the t power. Okay, and I'm just going to look through and make sure everything is in years, and I believe it is. Yep, so everything else should be super easy for you guys. When you finish, you can come up and get it checked with me.